and welcome back to Drama After Dark, GBH's live drama after show, where tonight we are talking about Miss Scarlet and the Duke, Season 1, Episode 5, the penultimate episode of the season. And I'm your co-host, Jackie Bruley, joined as always by the delightful Andrea Willannon.
Hello, here I am.
Hello, and happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, jinx.
Look at us. Always nice to spend Valentine's Day with my gals and pals and all of you Miss Scarlet fans.
Oh, I mean, I kind of think this is the perfect Valentine's Day treat this episode because A, not only was there, I'm going to say it like a little hint of romance there, but we all got such a good present this episode.
God bless us, everyone. Every Masterpiece show should have the scene that we had tonight, and it usually happens earlier in the season, so I think we were all very excited to finally get some shirtless action.
Oh, I was talking about the creepy gas mask guy.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was also a treat. That was a real treat,
yes. That was my Valentine's Day present. I don't know about you.
You shouldn't say stuff like that, because you just know I'm going to show up outside your apartment, creepy gas masks, roses, champagne, standing scarily.
Okay, I have all three of those things here, so I will meet you at the window.
We have a plan. I love it. Well, let's get into it. I feel like we got to start this off with a recap because a lot happened this episode.
A lot did.
A lot did.
And as the responsible party for the recap this week, I do have to say, as we were easing into this episode, I kind of confessed to you, I'm not sure I did it this week. I'm going to be honest. I think I went a little overboard in my recap.
Are those three cards? I'm impressed.
It's three. It's four technically, but it's 2 half cards. So we got a lot going on.
Oh boy. Well, if anyone can do it, it's you. I believe in you much more than I would believe in me in this situation. I have faith in your speed recapping skills.
Thank you. So no time like the present, I guess.
Yeah, and I got the timer. I got the sand timer ready.
Fabulous.
I've got the flip prepared to make it happen. Just say the word.
Go. If we thought that last week's snub by the superintendent was bad, it only gets worse this week when the superintendent actually ignores Welly's presentation and then orders him to network. Ugh. Welly's loss is our gain, however, as we're treated to a delicious glow-up. And just as our boy is about to head out, though, Scarlet's housekeeper Ivy comes barging in. Eliza's missing. A clue leads Welly to an abandoned jail cell, only for I threw away the card. Only for Scarlet let her out, get chased by 2 baddies, foil a counterfeiter ring, and meet the creepiest villain ever.
Okay, so it definitely ran out, but if you lost the card,
I threw away the card too.
Oh no. I'll give it to you. I feel like you can't be blamed for a technical difficulty of that nature. That's fair.
Thank you. And I do have to say in my defense, because I always use fancy cocktail glasses, this is seltzer. So it's not like I'm island out on Valentine's Day with champagne or anything. It's just a technical difficulty of the seltzer variety.
Sometimes the bubbles, they'll get you.
Bubbles go to my head.
Well recapped. I think you got everything, but let's go over our very favorite moments, as we always do.
Yes. So many this episode, if I'm going to be honest. It was such a good time.
We had a hard time picking what we wanted to highlight here, but I think that we have to agree. We already kind of talked about it and spoiled this, but let's get into it.
Yeah. That Wellington glow up, though. It was the equivalent of the scene where the guy takes the girl's glasses off, and you're like, oh.
He's got to walk down a staircase. He has to be wearing yes.
Yeah, it was like Wellington did the whole, time to take off my uniform and put on a tuxedo, and somehow just that was like, mwah, perfect. Wonderful
There's
work
something about an angry putting on of a tuxedo that really works for me. I'm a man of the people. I shouldn't have to do this, but when I do it, I'm gonna look so damn good. Yeah, we'll have to ruin the tuxedo because it's too powerful. We have to cut it off. We can't wear it again. It's too much. It's too good.
You know how it is. And as they did this episode.
Indeed.
3
It
minutes to go.
was just really good because he's, as you say, he's usually the man of the people. Like, he's always wearing a suit, and it's always like a pretty nice suit, but it's nothing special for the time. And I mean, there's something about a tuxedo. Let's get it straight here. And also, what was under that tuxedo was not what I was expecting. For understanding covered up, like, I'm not gonna lie. One of the things that was so great about Poldark was Aidan Turner was like, if I'm out here doing sit-ups, doing crunches, eating nothing, you're going to show me without a shirt at least once an episode. Like, it felt like it was in his contract. This was like a nice little surprise for us because it's not happening anymore. It's almost the last episode, and he was like, you know what? It's time.
Give the people what they want. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. Yeah. I will say I was a little disappointed we didn't get a kilt because I think that, like, men in kilts is just, like, a very hot look. But that's probably because I am partly, like, from Scotland originally or whatever, so I'm, like, all about that vibe.
Yeah. As we saw by your wedding photos or wedding ceremony, there were a lot of kilts happening there.
There were a lot of kilts. Look, I like a kilt. That's how I live.
It's true. Also, I think we enjoyed the glow up. We can officially say that. But there were a lot of other moments we really liked this episode, notwithstanding the moment from the promo with Eliza and Wellington trying to pick a lock together and doing horribly.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, I loved it so much. And then them both just, like, impotently screaming with rage at the same time. Like, because that's a mood, right? Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to pick a lock. Don't admit to it if you have, because I guess we're on TV. But it's hard. So it would be reasonable to be upset about that.
Yeah, especially if you're the one trapped in the cell, and especially if your BFF has somehow gotten themselves trapped in a cell in an abandoned jail, and you're constantly being like, please stop getting trapped in a jail cell, please.
Like, change your life choices, please.
Yeah.
Great moment. And of course, we have to talk about the really sweet conversation between Wellington and Papa Scarlet, because, like, we until this point have only seen Eliza speak with her ghostly apparition of father, and it was really cool to see that relationship between Wellington and Papa Scarlet and how closely they are bonded, how much they love each other.
Yeah, I think we've heard a lot of reference of how close they were before, and so much of the show has built up Eliza's relationship with her father and how important that is to the person that she is today. And I think this moment really built up for us why Wellington is so attached to her in a way. You know, and it was nice to get deeper into him, because to date he's been very much like a grumpy friend. And I think this gave him a little more dimension than we've gotten so far for him, which was really nice.
Yeah, it gave us so much more of his backstory in, like, 2 minutes, 3 minutes than in some ways we've had all season.
Yeah, it was a really delicately well-written moment, I think, which was great.
Yeah. So, of course, those are our favorite moments, but we want to hear what you think. So please tell us what your favorite moment of the episode was, even if it's the same one as ours. Like, you can double down, it's fine. And you can do that on Twitter, #DramaAfterDark, on Facebook in the comments under the video, YouTube comments under the video, and also on Twitch. We're everywhere-ish. So put your comments out there, and our trusty social producer, Zach, will find them and tell us. And in fact, I see a couple of things coming in now. We have on Twitter a comment from @JungleCatB, hello, who says, wow, these seasons go by so fast. Completely agree. It's crazy to me that we only have one episode left.
I know. I feel like this season, I mean, it's crazy to think that when it ends, the month will be over because it's February, but it feels like we started it at the beginning of January and now it's almost March. And thanks, I hate it. But
yeah. It's doubling down of, like, the time skipping thing, the treacly version of time that we're living in now, and it's just
it's not making the time as a construct feeling go any better.
Yes, totally. I also want to give a shout out to a fan on YouTube, Cornelia, who always leaves us, like, wonderful comments after the show has aired. And so I just want to give a shout out. We see you. We love your favorite moments. Thank you. Keep posting them. They're great.
Yes, we love
And then I'll do one more tweet from tonight. Let's see. There's a lot here, guys. There's a few. This one we're gonna go with at CKKSAC, who says one of my favorite settings for stories are creepy abandoned prisons. Yes.
I mean, how can you not love that? That's I as somebody who comes, as Jackie too, as people who come from an area with a lot of abandoned hospitals and abandoned prisons and abandoned buildings that you can wander through. That's it's just so atmospheric and perfect.
The vibes were impeccable tonight. Truly.
Yeah.
But yeah. So those, of course, some favorite moments from you out there, but keep sending them in. We will keep reading them. And especially tell us what you think about our hot take debate, which we're about to do right now.
Yes.
So tonight's hot take debate topic is not the hardest one we've done this season, but it is a little thorny. And the question is, should Wellington keep trying to get promoted and try to move up in his career, even though he is met with all these roadblocks from Superintendent Creepy? Or should he just, give it up, get a different job, move on? Mm-hmm. And we actually decided in advance who would argue each side on this.
Yes, we did. For once. We'll see how it goes.
Andrew, would you like me to go first this week?
I would. I think that would be great.
Okay, so I'm arguing the no side. Stop trying, Wellington. Quit your job. Are we ready? All right, here's why. I think that he should give up because he's clearly facing a ceiling on his promotion, and to be honest, I don't think he likes where he's at right now that much. Like, we saw in this episode that this is a man who enjoys doing the sort of on-the-ground detective work. He likes looking for clues. He's very good at that. He doesn't seem to be a very good administrator. He spent a lot of time coming up with ye old-timey crime stats, and then kind of got shot down for them, as he should have. Like, summarize, man. That's not how you present data. I think that he is faced with a wall that shouldn't be there, but might also be for the best, especially if he were to think about potentially leaving his job and just going into the private detective business with one Eliza Scarlet. They work together well, and he's never going to get ahead in that building. And, don't be a cop. Go work in the private sector. Be free, man. I think that's where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
So, I'm of a lot of feelings here. While we know that, yes, the superintendent is very much like, you're so cute, trying to get ahead, and a total creep, and I personally think probably disrespects him because of the Scottish connection, because of the fact that we're Scottish, and this is, pre or Victorian England. I think that if this is the career that he wants, which it seems like it is, you should never stop trying to get ahead. Like, even if your boss doesn't care about the level of time that you've spent in a place, even if your boss doesn't care about the level of education that you have, you should keep pushing ahead. Like, it's hard because, he's gotten this great training and he's been there forever, and this guy just doesn't care. But the thing that you have to understand is that person is also trying to get promoted, right? And so I think eventually that they'll be promoted and somebody is going to see your worth. Like, there's going to be somebody there who sees your worth. And whether you get promoted up in the department you're in, whether you get promoted up in another, I imagine this is not the only superintendent for all of London for the Scotland Yard. I might be wrong, but there might be other people who can see where he's coming from and see what good work he does and push him ahead. Granted, I kind of feel like the work he does feels a little shoddy sometimes, but he's understaffed, which is part of the problem. And I think once he gets up to full staff, once he gets going, hopefully the superintendent will get promoted and get out of his way. But I don't think you should ever stop trying, no matter how people feel about you and no matter how you're treated. If you want something, you need to go get it.
I completely agree with that thought process, and I am with you. I think that there's a level of self-sabotage that can happen though if your dream doesn't necessarily have to be at the place that you're doing the work. In most careers that may not be true for Wellington because we don't really know how big the department is.
Well, I think also the thing that you see is a lot of times policing, or in this case Scotland Yarding, is such a specific area. It'd be like, so you want to get ahead as a plumber, but you can't. Maybe become a carpenter. Like, that's pretty different. And I think it's similarly pretty different between policing and private eyeing. And I could tell you what those differences are, but I think that would cause a drastic debate amongst our social media followers and us and many people. So I will stay out of the political side of it and just say that I think there's something different between being a private detective and being a cop that wouldn't fulfill him in the same way.
It's true. And I guess we don't know as much about his personal thing. And what we got today was a little bit of like, I was encouraged into this role by your dad, and he always believed in me. And what I wonder is, like, in a world where, Papa Scarlet is still in charge or still in his role, like, does Wellington actually have a chance to get ahead? Like, probably. So, yeah, I think we'll have to agree to disagree. But, of course, as always, we would love to hear what you guys think. There is a poll on Twitter that we have pinned, so we'd love you to vote. And let's take a gander. All right, there aren't a lot of votes in yet, but so far the early returns are all in favor of not trying so hard, which is really interesting. I thought you're on your side, Andrea. I
thought I was making a good point that, like, even if you're started, you should follow your dreams.
Yes, catch your dreams. I'm actually kind of with you, and I don't think you should ever give up on your dreams. But we'll have to see how people keep voting.
Also, to the people who voted, in the case of Wellington, if he doesn't try so hard, more criminals go free. So,
well, yeah, this is a very shady time for criminals in Victorian London. Like, there's a lot of bad stuff happening.
Yeah.
So. Well, with that, let us go on to our next segment, which is, of course, Damn It, Eliza.
Damn it, Eliza.
Damn it, Eliza. Perpetually one of my favorite segments because somehow every single show we cover has a character that warrants this treatment that we're about to do.
It's true. And I feel like we could have done this many weeks before this. Particularly, I recently rewatched the second episode, and I have to say there was a lot of Damn It, Eliza moments in that where it's like, girl, don't you learn? What are you doing?
What are you doing? But specifically tonight, Eliza, damn it. We don't go and explore an abandoned prison without leaving a note of where we're going.
We don't go and walk into tiny jail cells, Eliza, when we don't have the key. We haven't looked around to make sure nobody's around us,
Damn it, Eliza, bring back up. You have a whole friend who just likes to go exploring with you and probably wouldn't have gotten locked in there. It's Moses.
Yeah. And would have shipped somebody who was coming up on you like that. Like, you need somebody to watch your six, Eliza.
Eliza, you're going into an abandoned room and you have lockpicking tools in a handy satchel. Why are you not carrying the tools on you? Damn it, Eliza. What are you doing?
And I mean, damn it, Eliza, this is an abandoned prison. People are skulking around in that abandoned prison. It's the Victorian era. There's everybody sleeping everywhere. There's no homes. People don't have homes in this era. They're just hanging out in abandoned jail cells, spreading smallpox, and trying to lock you in.
Exactly. Damn it, Eliza. What are you doing? And even if we didn't think that there was someone creepy in the jail cell because it's, the aforementioned Victorian, hangout zone, you're going there off a tip of something your dad wrote in his notebook right before he died. Damn it, Eliza. It's dangerous.
On your girl. Like, what are you doing? Damn it, Eliza.
Well, that's been Damn It, Eliza.
We
Always
did our
said,
best. If you have your own Damn It, Elizas, type them in. Because
yeah,
I'm
post
sure
them.
there were more than that, and we missed a few. Because there was a lot this episode where you were like, do you not think before you take your little feets for a walk?
The other like small Damn It, Eliza that I'll just throw in is you're in an abandoned prison with a very attractive man in formal wear, and you're just gonna pretend like that's not a reality? Make out. Damn it, Eliza.
She was trying to pretend it was not a reality, but I saw it. I saw it in her the way her hair was curled on one side.
Yeah, the vibes were there. She was repressing them as hard as she very much could, but yeah.
I tried to like ESP into her body and make her make out with him, but you know, the force is not strong with this one. What can I say?
We'll just have to keep working on it. Maybe with practice, eventually we'll get to a place where we can compel the fictional character to make out with the other fictional character.
Any day now. Any day now. That feels like it should be our power as the drama queens of GBH, but alas, here we are.
Yeah, this crown comes with nothing useful if we cannot compel them to make out.
There is a way, but we can talk about that later.
It's true. Well, that's been Damn It, Eliza. Always a good time. We are going to move on to our next segment, one that we always enjoy, which is, of course, Who's That Guy? Who's that guy? Da, 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 da,
Oh, hello.
Yes.
And while in the past we've done Who's That Guy as a like educational moment when we meet a new character and they actually have historical context, or we do a Who's That Guy where we have seen them before in the episode. This Who's That Guy is going to be us once again speculating wildly.
Yeah, who's that guy? That guy in that gas mask. We have no idea.
Yeah, who's the guy who's like plague doctoring it up, running around dressed like an extra from Poldark? Like he's just like, I'm here in my full running around on the moors coat and a gas mask shooting at people. Chill. That's fine.
Just ready to go.
Yeah. That's like okay. It's certainly a look. It's a vibe. I'll give him that.
It definitely kept his identity secret. I mean, we're assuming he could be a woman, which feels like the number one thing to do if you are going to be committing a massive counterfeit operation that involves kidnapping and murder, which, like,
casual.
That got spicy. That got so much spicier than I thought this episode was going to be. I thought it was just going to be, like, something interesting, like a clue is in the cell, not, like, a whole-ass man.
I was thinking as we did this, I thought it was going to be like a little moment for Eliza's dad, not like this feels like almost like a multi-season arc of what happened to Papa Scarlet. But you know, it feels like we're getting somewhere on it. It might take longer than this season, but it was definitely more than I was expecting. I was expecting like a neat little bow, and this was just a whole mess of mystery.
Yeah, I love that because I think this has also been the most intense mystery we've had all season, which is nice. Usually, I think on a show like this, your first episode would have a super intense mystery that would get you like, you know, puzzling, and then it wouldn't be able to hold up over the course of the season. So I love that we started off with like a very doable crime that we can watch her like kind of get her sea legs, and by the end, it feels really reasonable that she knows how to solve this question.
Or at least work for it, you know?
Yeah.
So Jackie, who is that guy?
Great question, Andrea. So I think one of our first thoughts on this was that it might be the superintendent. Like, that guy has it out for Wellington. He did hesitate before he shot Wellington, so he might, like, not want to kill a brother in arms or know him or whatever. But, like, he doesn't really seem to care about doing a protective detail for Eliza, which makes me think that he is worried about her as a threat. He doesn't really like Papa Scarlet, so he could have killed him. Like, I don't know. Could have been Superintendent Slimy.
It could be. And I also think, like, he seems like he wants more than being a superintendent, and making a giant counterfeit operation is one way to do that.
Sure is.
I think, and I'm coming out of left field with this one, what if it's Frank, the front, not front desk clerk, but like Wellington's second in command?
I would love to be in the world of the show to say to Frank, front desk clerk Frank, because I think he deserves it and I don't like him. Interesting
He's kind of not creepy, but he's kind of like in his own right, in that he hates having to do work that's lower than him. So I would totally buy him being a counterfeit to get ahead. He really looks down on Eliza. He's kind of basic, like he just seems like somebody who would be like, I mean, this job's fine, but I got into it for the prestige, and it's not bringing me the prestige that I want. Yeah, exactly.
Also would hesitate to shoot our boy Wellington, because they're like work husbands or like BFFs somehow, even though they don't really make sense as friends to me, but there we are. Interesting. Okay, I like it. Another wild theory that we threw out is that it's Rupert's mom, which would be so much fun, but I don't think it's actually
I don't think she just doesn't seem that spry. I mean, it might be all the widow's weeds she's carrying around with her everywhere, but she just doesn't seem that spry as Gas Mask Man. But while we're on the topic, what if it's Ivy?
Ooh, Andrea. Interesting.
Yeah. So like, we never saw Ivy interact with Papa Scarlet, but she never seemed particularly upset that he was gone.
Yeah, she's more into Eliza. She's like,
Eliza's like her almost like her adopted daughter. So I think there's something there in that, like, and she's never concerned about money when they were behind on the house bills. She was never concerned about money. She's always there for Scarlet, no matter how, like, Scarlet's 3 weeks behind on pay in the Victorian era. That's like, sorry, love, I don't have a house anymore. I'm living in the stove now. And terrible Cockney accent. And she's like very ride or die in a way that you kind of think maybe seems implausible for somebody of her stature in the household in that era.
Interesting. I like where your head's at. Okay, and then of course we have to talk about the person that the show is setting up to be maybe the bad guy, Moses, and I think we both agree that feels like a complete red herring. Like, there's no way he's bad.
Moses is the character that's always the red herring because he's like a little like on the gray morality scale. He's
chaotic.
He's very chaotic neutral. In that he goes by his own moral compass, right? Like, he likes Eliza, so he's usually good to her, but then when he can get something out of it, he's like, but like, maybe I'll just take Eliza's, spare change, she won't miss it, and then I'll pay her back eventually.
Right. And I also think that, like, if it were Moses under there, like, if he's really, like, in the bad guy zone, he would have just taken Wellington out. Like, he doesn't like Wellington.
Well, I feel like Moses doesn't seem like the gas mask and caped bad guy. He seems like the guy who would be like, you caught me. That was horrible. My brain didn't even catch it.
Your accent work tonight is not.
I'm so sorry. I started doing a Jamaican accent, and then my brain went, don't do that.
Don't try that. Yeah.
Stay Cockney. And I was like, that seems better. And here we are.
Well,
Andrea, 4 choices.
Yeah. Either way, I think we agree it's not him. But if you have wild speculation on who you think that guy might be, or if you think one of our ideas is right, obviously it's Rupert's mom, drop it in the comments. Tell us what you think.
You want me to try any more bad accents? I absolutely can. I'm usually much better than I am tonight.
It's true. All right. Well, let's take a look at the social phone and see if we have any comments coming in, shall we?
Yes.
All right, so let's see. Cordelia's at the house. Hey, Cordelia, on YouTube, and she says, I'm tuning in from Houston, Texas. Wellington should keep trying. She's with you, Andrea.
Yes.
And she loves Damn It, Eliza. Thank you.
Thanks, Cornelia.
Let's see. We've got, on Twitter, at TheWriterNot88, great Twitter handle, says, my thoughts on tonight's episode of Miss Scarlet PBS. Oh, no! And then
Fair.
the little like Twitter emoji that's like the blushing scared eyes.
Fair.
Sad face, but the one with the big eyes, like the Puss in Boots from Shrek, and then a face palm. And then my thoughts on next week's episode: hard eyes emoji. I love it. Great tweet. That's delightful. We also have an update on our Twitter poll. It's tied up now. It's 50-50.
Yes.
Completely even, which is so interesting when that happens. Thank you all for voting. You can keep voting if you'd like to. And I think I might call this one the comment of the day. It's from @ViciousTickle on on Twitter, which is a great Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Would I enjoy All Creatures PBS and Miss Scarlet PBS on Sunday? Of course, but I choose to exercise restraint and enjoy them on Monday night. It makes the transition from weekend to work week so much easier to bear. I might have to turn off my notifications, though. It's a good strategy. I like that.
It is. I love that. It's funny because usually that's what I try to do as my first task on Monday mornings is go through, watch the episode for the week. So I have like a nice easy into the week.
Me too. And that actually is a great reminder about next week when we are doing a double episode. So we're going to be covering All Creatures and Miss Scarlet. You've asked for it. We're going to do it. We have a very special guest who I think you'll all be delighted to see back on your Drama After Dark screens. And that'll happen after All Creatures. So don't tune in at the normal 9 o'clock time. Like, wait. Watch All Creatures Great and Small. Enjoy the cute animals, which are very cute in the finale. Spoiler alert. And come hang out with us after.
Pretty darn cute. And pretty cozy for this time of year. So tune in and enjoy. And then join us here at about, what did we say, Jackie? We're probably going to go live around 10:15.
Yes, and that's actually a good reminder. If you're DVRing the show, Pledge is happening, so you should make sure to set your DVR extra long, or you will miss the last little scene of All Creatures, and you don't want that to happen because stuff happens.
It is key that you catch the last 5 minutes of All Creatures. Let me tell you,
key, majorly key.
Yes. And Jackie, I do want to say, I have my own nomination for comment of the day today.
Please, bring it.
I would like you to read it. It is the comment you made a little earlier that I replied to and insulted me with.
Oh, you want me to read my tweet where I made fun of you?
So, Jackie, I'm not going to say exactly. Yeah, okay, you have it.
Yeah,
I don't have my phone, so.
Let's see. Where did I put this? Okay. I tweeted a lot tonight, guys. I'm sorry. It's taking me a second. Okay, anyway. Here we go. Okay. William clowning on Eliza for getting locked into cell 98 is the exact tone I used to use when Andrea got locked out of the GBH office, and now I miss work.
I want you all to know this is an attack on my person, and Jackie Bruley, despite being my work wife, is abominable to me on this, our day of Valentine's Day.
It's because I love you that I tease you so. It's what brings sweetness to our partnership here on Drama After Dark.
It's true. All right. Well, happy Valentine's Day to you, Jackie.
And
happy Valentine's Day to all of you, our Scarleteers out there. And don't forget to join us next week, 10:15, for a big, huge episode of All Creatures Great and Small, Miss Scarlet and the Duke, and a very special guest. We'll see you then. Bye.